Walking on the road this week. Jordan Ham joins us from Arizona State. All things around U of A and ASU. We'll hit on the Wildcats momentarily, but you're there. Kenny Dillingham, from my view, stepped in it last week, getting after his kicker. What's the feel on campus? What's new on that front?
Yeah, he opened his media availability with an apology to the kickers. He also posted that on social media a couple hours after he made those post-game comments regarding having an open tryout for kickers, that the kicking was atrocious. And he pointed to that when he criticizes other groups on the field, there's multiple players there, but really it's down to one when you're a kicker, when you're a quarterback even. But he felt like he unfairly pointed those players out. And he said he felt the need to make that apology to clarify his comments because he felt like he was affecting kids, and he never wanted to do that in his coaching career. So very apologetic, said he made mistakes multiple times throughout that availability, and now he's looking to move on. They are still evaluating kickers, and if they feel that there's someone out there that is good enough and can come onto the team and have all the eligibility that they need and that sort of thing, they're exploring that right now. But he also expressed confidence in the three kickers on the roster right now.
So I want to know what you think on this one, because you're there. You've covered Kenny from start to where you are now. What did you think about how he's handled it then and how he's handling it now?
Well, Kenny's a passionate guy, and sometimes that passion can lead to really great moments, like after the Utah win, where he's jumping with the crowd and embedding himself with Sun Devil Nation. And sometimes it can be not so great, and that can be post-game comments like that. It can be on the sideline where maybe he makes a more aggressive call than he should, and he pointed to both of those in this availability regarding what he says matters, and he views himself as just another person. But he said, I'm realizing that I'm the head coach. I can't be the one making those types of comments. And then also in terms of on the field, being aggressive at times, sometimes he feels like that's the best move, but now he's trying to pick and choose better spots. Maybe he's more likely to do that at home where he has the crowd behind him versus on the road. If they don't get it, that's a more dramatic swing. They don't have a fan base to back them up should they not make a big fourth down conversion. That passion can certainly really bring a lot of people together, but at times where it can get away from him a little bit, that can have moments like we had on Saturday. And I think now that he was able to take a step back, he's taken full accountability, not only for that, but some of the struggles on the field as well. So I think it's a moment that he's going to learn and grow from it, and something that he's going to focus on with his team as well, especially that special teams unit, trying to instill confidence in them.
Yeah, people forget that this same kicker that didn't have a great day at Cincinnati hit 3 field goals against Mississippi State. Without him hitting those 3 field goals, they don't beat Mississippi State. It's part of the deal being a kicker, and just my 2 cents, it's part of the drill for the coach to figure it out. Okay, the big picture here though, Jordan, if you and I had sat together in July at Big 12 media days in Las Vegas and said, by the way, they're going to be 5-2 when they go into their second bye. And oh, by the way, U of A is going to be sitting there spiraling down the porcelain fixture because they've had a rough season. I don't think you would have bought that. I'm sure Shooten would not have bought it. People have to be thrilled that they're 5-2 rather than this panic in the streets.
Yeah, it's funny, you think back 1 week ago and everybody was walking on air because they beat the daunted Utah Utes. And even if that was with, a very beat up Cam Rising who's out for the foreseeable future. But yes, this is a team that has exceeded expectations. We're a week removed from Kenny Dillingham talking about, hey, if you betted the over on our win total, put it back into the collective. It's funny how quickly those things can change. And yes, they have a tough back half of the season, but there are certainly winnable games. And I think especially depending on how quickly Sam Leavitt gets back, like this offense can really get rolling again. I think we were expecting to see steps, but maybe not steps in the win total. Those steps that they took in terms of culture, behind the scenes, we're seeing that reflected in W's on the win-loss column. So I think they're in a really good spot to take a few more steps here in the back half of the season. And I think the bye comes at a really good time where they're able to reset after a tough Cincinnati game. And yes, they will have quite a few games on the road, but I think they're in a really good spot here to finish out the year strong.
Let's switch over as we do Walking On with Jordan Ham every week around ASU and the U of A. What did you make out of Saturday's debacle, disaster, whatever term you want to use, by the Wildcats? And can they pull out of this nosedive?
Yeah, that was something I was very surprised about. I thought that the offense should still be able to move the ball, and there are injuries piling up, and we saw that with ASU last year, but you still have some key players in there that are still healthy, still able to make plays. Last year, Arizona, I can think of one major injury, and that opened up for Noah Fafita to come in and really set the world on fire. So they didn't really have to experience that last year. They were very lucky in terms of that aspect of the game, and now they're really getting hit hard, and Brent Brennan pointed to 3 of their 6 captains are out right now. And yes, that has a massive impact, but you should still be able to put up more than 7 points against Colorado. Colorado's going to move the ball. They're going to score their points. The 34 points didn't surprise me necessarily. It was the other side of the football. I'm not really one that makes must-win declarations, but it's kind of starting to feel like Arizona is in a must-win situation against West Virginia. And this is a winnable game, a game against a team where the coach was asking fans if they had a good time after they got boat raced, just a couple of weeks ago. So they're not in a great spot right now either. And you can feel kind of the swell on Twitter, on social media, that there's some doubt with Brent Brennan. I think that he is a good coach. I think that he could get this ship turned around with the right amount of time. But that's the problem that comes with expectations when you're a new head coach. A lot of times when you take over a program, the cupboard may be bare, but you have a little bit of time.
That's Jordan Ham. He is walking on, bringing the goods every week on Arizona State and U of A. Thanks.